Hi, and welcome back. Today's class is going to be all about lower body recovery. So if you have picked up a new running routine, or you have started a new cycle of squats or deadlifts, or maybe you're dealing with some sciatic problems, this is going to be a great routine for you. We're going to keep it pretty slow, pretty stretchy. Grab your yoga mat if you like props, or if you need maybe like a towel, or you have a band or a strap that you like to use. Go ahead and grab those as well, and then meet me on the mat. We'll start today's practice on your back. So just finding what's comfortable. That might be legs long, it might be knees bent. But you'll take the first few moments to just get comfortable, to start to find your breath. Slow things down just a bit. So first, just become aware of your breath. You don't have to change anything. Maybe the breath feels a little choppy, a little inconsistent. Maybe it feels short. Or maybe it feels just right. But then start to deepen the breath. Start to use the full capacity of the lungs. Exhale completely. And then inhale fully. Fill the belly and fill the rib cage. Again, exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time, exhale. And start to settle into your own rhythm. On your next inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Reach the fingertips toward the back of your room and your toes toward the front. Big stretch like you just woke up. Gently begin to hug the knees in toward the chest, one knee at a time or both together. You could take the knees out and around the rib cage. It might feel good to open and close the knees. Just find a little bit of movement in the hips. And then we'll find a really passive waterfall. Extend the feet straight up into the air. Depending on your mobility at this point in class, the knees might be really bent and the feet can be hip width apart. You could even use your hands for some support behind the backs of the legs. Bend the left knee, sole of the foot will go to the floor. Bend the right knee, bring your knee in toward your chest. And then extend the right heel toward the ceiling. And the right knee back into the chest. We're just going to find some movement here. Extend the heel toward the ceiling, knee to chest, heel to ceiling, knee to chest. This one you're going to hold. Extend the heel to the ceiling. The goal throughout the class is going to be minimal sensation. Don't want to overdo any of these stretches. Just kind of noting when you feel some sensation in the hamstring for this one. You might explore lengthening the left leg down your mat. If that feels like too much, right away just bend the knee. Bring the sole of the foot back to the floor. Right ankle to left knee, figure 4. Use the left hand to kind of anchor the hip down. Use the right hand to push the knee gently away from the body. Pick the left foot up, interlace the fingers behind the back of the left leg. If when you do this, it causes any pain in the knee or you feel like you crunch up in the back of the neck, just go back to this position. Throughout your class, we're thinking about comfort. We're thinking about ease over discomfort. Unwind your legs, soles of the feet to the floor, tee your arms, drop both knees over to the left side. Feet can stay together or legs can stagger slightly. Take a big breath in. Relax your right shoulder, exhale. And come back to the middle, knees to center. Right foot will stay on the floor, left knee comes into your chest. Just finding that movement, extend the heel to the ceiling and knee to chest. Extend the heel to the ceiling, knee to chest. Heel to ceiling, knee to chest. Heel to ceiling, hold this one. Maybe lengthen the right leg down the mat. Left ankle to right knee, figure 4. Right hand can ground the hip down and left hand can gently push the thigh away. Stay right here or pick the right leg up. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the leg. I'm using my elbow a little bit to continue to nudge the thigh away from my body. That's optional. Both feet come down to the floor. Tee or goalpost your arms. Drop your knees to the right. Inhale fully. Exhale, relax. Bring your knees back through the middle. Hug your knees into the chest. Option for happy baby, you could just hug the knees into the chest. If you're taking happy baby, grab for the outsides of the feet. Maybe grab the ankles or grab behind the knees. Start to rock and roll forward and back, coming up to a seated position. And then from your seated position, make your way to all fours. Shoulders stacking over the elbows, hips stacking over the knees. Drop the belly low. Inhale, look up. Round your back, tuck your chin to your chest, contract through the midline. Again, drop the belly, inhale. Round your back, chin to chest. Drop the belly low, inhale. Round your back, exhale. Come to a neutral position. Extend the right toes straight back. Toes meet the mat. Press through the palms, press through the heel, lengthen through the calf. Your core should remain strong through this. And sweep the right toes out and around to the right, heel in line with the hip. If this feels pretty intense, you're going to hang right here, maybe even back off a little bit. But you could also explore just a little bit of movement, shifting forward and back. Maybe as you start to shift a little further back, the toes could pick up off the floor so that you're rocking onto the heel and sending the hips further back to the left heel. On this next one, as you push back up, curl your left toes under. Sweep the right toes back. Engage through the core, press through the palms, 3-leg down dog, send the right toes high. Step your right foot forward between the thumbs. Drop your back knee down, pull the chest forward. Start to open up through the left hip. Half split, send the hips back, flex the right foot. Keep a soft little bend in the knee. Shift forward. And then shift back, half split. Feeling this stretch in the hamstring, toes pointing straight up to the ceiling. Now take your toes and turn them in slightly. This should change the stretch for you. You're probably feeling this in the outside of the leg now. If you're not, see if you can kind of squeeze the right hip back. If there's a little more space, take your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Walk the right hand back. Keep pulling the right hip back slightly. Walk your hands back through the middle. Shift forward. Pyramid pose, lift your hips high. Right knee can stay as bent as you need it to. By pushing the right big toe down and pulling the right hip back slightly, you should still feel that stretch along the outside of the right leg. You could also utilize your blocks here, one block to either side of the foot. And if there's still some space to move into, both hands move to the block on the right side, outside of the right foot. Keep pulling the hip back. Coming back to the middle, drop the back knee down, get rid of the blocks. Downward facing dog, pedal the feet, shake the head, and sway the hips. Release your knees to the mat, tabletop. Extend your left toes back, heel to mat, toes to mat, press the heel back. Sweep the left leg around. Sole of the foot to the floor. Maybe the outer edge of the foot picks up a little bit. That's fine. You could maybe start to shift forward and back. The movement can be really small. If you do want the movement to be just a little bit bigger, rock back onto the heel, turn the toes up. Coming back up, curl your right toes under. Send your left heel straight back, heel in line with the hip. Lift the toes high, 3-leg down dog. Step your left foot forward between the thumbs. Drop your back knee down, pull the chest forward gently. Half split, sending your hips back, flex the foot. Shift forward. And then again, half split, flex the foot, toes are pointing straight up. We're going to change this just a little bit, so turn the toes in. And if you don't feel that through the outside of the leg, try to plug the hip back in. Squeeze the hip back. If there's a little more space, walk the hands around. Begin to walk the hands back to the front, shift forward. Lift the hips high, pyramid pose. You may already be feeling that up the outside of the leg in pyramid pose, so that might be more than enough. You can always utilize your blocks here. If you want to explore walking the hands outside of the left foot, both hands to the outside of the left foot. Come back through center. Drop the back knee down as you shift forward. Move your blocks. Step back, downward facing dog. Settle the feet, shake the head, sway the hips. Lift your right leg up. And pull the right knee forward for pigeon. If pigeon doesn't feel great to you, you could turn to your back and take that figure of 4 from the beginning of class, ankle to knee. And if you need a little more support in pigeon, you can always use your blocks to support up. Or one block can go underneath the hip, which might feel a little bit high, so maybe use a towel under the hip instead. Start to walk your hands back. Step the right foot back, downward dog. Lift the left leg up and pull the left knee through for pigeon. Take all the time that you need to settle into pigeon. We're here for a few breaths. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable and that the posture is working for you, which means any adjustments right off the bat, and then maybe even several breaths in. If you get somewhere and you decide, I think I'd like to change. Then start to walk your hands back. We'll just swing the right leg around. If you want to do down dog first, you can. We're going to swing the right leg around and then just kind of rock off to one side. I'm going to rock to my left side. Pull your right heel toward your glute. A little quad stretch. Then switch sides. Pull the left heel to your glute for a quad stretch. Then make your way to a seated position. We'll take a quick butterfly, soles of the feet together, hands on the ankles, maybe hands gently on the knees as you fold forward. And then you can start to press up for your final Shavasana for today. I'm going to use my blocks, one down and one on its side. Lots of ways that you can do that. Finding your way to comfort, finding your way to ease. Give yourself a few minutes, even if you have to rush out the door. Can you take 1 or 2 minutes to just kind of settle in? find a space of rest, a space of ease. This moment is just as temporary as the busy moments. So you have this opportunity to enjoy it, soak it in, get grounded in it.